we Filipinos are being under by the Spanish regime for almost 333 years, we are mandated to give 100 pieces of eggs. As egg is very important for the construction of every edifice that you will find in different parts of the country. So, like what the boss says, yung putinang itlog is being mixed with a volcanic tub or yung tinurog na adobe, shells, and it will be mixed by lime or apple. Then after apple, yung mortar, yung extract from sugar cane. So we're gonna mix it together to create a very sticky substance that will serve as a cement. Yung po yung semento ng araw na ginagamit. So if a family failed to deliver the numbers of eggs, the eldest member of the family will be receiving a punishment. It's either 100 lashes na latigo or any severe punishment that the Spanish regime will give. So for not following the mandate, especially by the So in the country, guys, we have different types of architectural design na simbahan. So if you visit Northern Luzon, yung mga simbahan po doon, they used to call it an earthquake Baroque architectural design church. But most of the churches that you will find in the country are Baroque architectural design. Yung nire-refer na yung earthquake Baroque architectural design, it's because in Northern Luzon, napaka-prone nila sa earthquake. Then, yung foundation ng soil nila is not the same with the foundation of the soil that we have in Central and Southern Luzon. So, they need to separate the bell tower to the church itself. Kaya earthquake Baroque. So, when an earthquake hit the particular area po, hindi madadamage yung simbahan. Since most of the old churches you will find, wala po siyang bakas. So, what makes the church strong? Matibay. Later on, as we go out, what you will be seeing on both sides of the church are what we call buttresses. Buttresses is yung parang halingin sa gilid ng simbahan. Then we also have the retablo. Most of us used to call it altar, di ba? But in reality, it's called a retablo. And on top of the retablo is where you'll find the patron saint of the church. Then, of course, sa retablo then, you will find the most sacred part of the church. Do you have an idea? Yung sagradong bahagi ng simbahan, the most sacred part of the church.
Yung ospo, bagay na ospo.
Ano po yun lang? Tinatawag natin nave. Or, minsan kasi tinatawag nilang ang tawag yung tabernakulo. There, inside the nave, nandun naka-store yung wine and the bread that represent the Last Supper before Jesus Christ was handed to Pontius Pilate. Then Pontius Pilate delivered Jesus Christ to the Jew, and the Jew decided what to crucify him. Then both men of the retablo are what we call the transepts. It represents the birth and death. Okay, yung transept natin. Then, eto, this is what they call pulpit or pulpito. So, long ago, yung mga pare, after the mass there, sumasang pa yung pare dito to deliver yung kanyang homily or yung sermon. So, during those times, walang microphone. But, since meron yung bawat simbahan, meron siyang tinatawag natin habang nag-deliver siya ng kanyang sermon. So, there are two things. One is Bible, then the other one are stones or bato. So what's the purpose of the bato? When we celebrate yung Mass, the one celebrating the Mass, yung ginagawa natin, ulo na lang yung inaano natin. Okay? So in particular guys, lahat ng simbahan natin, katulad dito, it is an Oriental Baroque architectural design. We have a classical Baroque and we also have earthquake Baroque architectural design church. So this is not the longest aisle that you will find. Yung pinakamahabang aisle na simbahan na meron po tayo is 120 meters long. Ito po yung simbahan na kung tawagin natin ay Santa Monica de Sarat Church in Sarat, Ilocos Norte. Na kapag nagkamali, pagpasok ng simbahan, ang isang bride, the wedding will be cancelled. Kaya it's a long tradition na ginagawa po nila yun. And it is the only church that you'll find an execution area. Because during Spanish time, the church and the state is one. It was only inside this church po, a group of Filipinos, more than 200 delegates gathered inside this church and ratified the first constitution in Asia that was drafted again by a Capitano from Tanza, Felipe Calderon. It is September 15, 1898. The first Philippine Congress took place inside this church. The ratification of the first constitution that was drafted by Felipe Calderon. Actually, students, we had two constitutions. Drafted first by Felipe Calderon and the other one was drafted by Apolinario Mabini. But they've chosen the Felipe Calderon draft. Then after the ratification, after staying for more than a month at Malolos Cathedral, General Emilio Aguinaldo arrived here, entered the church, and sworn on the very extreme area. Wala rin Bible, eh? No, the same Bible was used by Arab Strada. So, on that area po, Emilio Aguinaldo took out as the first president of the very first republic in Asia. That didn't last long because of what Private William Grayson did when he intentionally killed a Filipino soldier trying to cross Pinaglabanan Bridge in Santa Mesa, Manila. Then also in this church po, another president swore and took out to defend the constitution of the country, the 13th president of the Republic of the Philippines, Joseph Estrada, using the same Bible that Emilio Aguinaldo used when he took over the